everyone. This week I thought I'd do a short introduction to Matilda. So part of my work is basically facilitating change, and really I think my main emphasis these days is being a messenger. So if you're in a private session with me, then my role is to contact your heart, your higher self, the biggest, most clearest, non-judgmental, loving self that you are. And you tell me lots of things that you want to know in this world, at this lifetime, to assist what's happening today. And a lot of it is very practical. Now, so that's the general way I operate on a one-to-one with my sessions, and certainly in the courses and various other things I do. But there are a whole family in the unseen realm that I work with. One is called Matilda, and I'll introduce you to her shortly. And then I have a set of cosmic guides, angels, people who've passed over and come back with messages, all sorts of things. So that's why I feel I'm an intuitive messenger, because it doesn't really make any sense to me to have any particular barriers up to whatever it is that will help us get clarity, perspective, and live a more loving and enriched life. So Matilda has been with me for many, many years, and she is what you would classically call a guide, in the sense that she has lived a human life. She calls herself a kind of hag. We'd say wise woman these days. We would say one who's deeply connected with the earth and deeply cares for her fellow humans and every living thing on this planet. She tells me that she was from Yorkshire, or what would have been known as Yorkshire in the UK in those days, and she is in the spirit world. She comes through to many of us to assist in real practical ways. She's very, very clear, very basic, can come across a bit rude, funny. I think the rude bit is just because she has no boundaries of offering the truth. She just goes straight in there and tells you the way it is. So if that's not of interest to you, then I'll see you another week. But if it is, hang on in there. So what I've done is I have a WhatsApp group called Soul Family. And this is open to people who are very interested in what I do. It's all free, and we support each other in a process of forging our way with unity, consciousness. Many of the people on there have attended a course with me, or at least had a personal session. And then you can go on there and just ask any question anytime. We'll do our best to support you. Find a way, or have some fun, or various other things that go on there. So I put this one out to the Soul Family basically and asked if anybody had any questions, and so we have a variety of questions that I won't get to all of them today, so I'll be doing another one of these next week until they're complete. Now, what's really interesting when somebody comes forward with their heart and their courageous heart and their bravery to ask a very public question, because I have said I'm going to share this with YouTube family, and I honestly believe whatever the question is, that you will benefit, even if you were the one that asked the question. So many of these questions can be generic, but the benefit of them certainly is wider than just the person who's offered it. So often the person who's offered it is sort of living in a certain frequency, and that frequency is shared by many millions of people around the world. And so if that's one of you, then this will make sense to you too. So get your notepad or equivalent handy, because there might be some gems in here, as if I'm speaking with Matilda just for you. Do let me know in the comments field below, please, if that resonates with you and if that works for you, because It's just fascinating when it does. Okay, so we'll get straight through and down to these questions. So I'm just going to be looking down because they're on my phone. So I'm just going to scroll through, and the first one that comes up is, okay, so this is Michaela. Michaela, your questions come up first for today, and it's, I want to retire from my business, but would have to sell my house and buy somewhere cheaper to afford to do that. Is it a good idea? Okay, so let's ask Matilda that one. Okay, Michaela, so Matilda says, what you're after is actually a breath of fresh air. You're after a different way and a rhythm of living and breathing. You're after a way of engaging in the world like you've never engaged with it before. You're after a way of feeling unencumbered. Okay, so nobody says you have to change it to get something different. This is Matilda speaking now. We all know that if you want a different outcome, you usually have to change a few things. What she means by that is that open your mind and open your heart to the possibilities, because the logical, practical thing says you have to move in order to get those qualities that she's just mentioned that she feels within you. But sometimes there are other ways. Sometimes there's other ways of doing it. Sometimes there's ways of working in teamwork. Sometimes there's ways of training somebody up and selling on the business that you have. Sometimes there's ways of inviting people in with ideas to restructure what it is you have. It doesn't always mean that we have to go with what the logical mind says. So with all of these questions that are coming up today, she says all of you need to go to your heart, just to forget everything for a moment, sit with your bottom on the earth. She's saying get on the earth, lie on the earth, really connect in with the earth as being the most important thing in your life in that particular moment. When you've done that and you've felt that and you've actually experienced the freedom of the planet, then ask the question of your heart again. She wants you, Michaela, and many of you, Mirarid as well, to actually focus on what the joy is in the business that you're doing. What is the joy in the business that you're doing? What is the excitement? What is the purpose? Is it feeding your soul in any way? If it makes you go, and it makes you just feel really tired and as if the plug's been pulled out of the energy bathing pool, then yes, you need to finish what you've done and close that chapter, because these are just chapters in life, aren't they? They're not, it's just closing a door so many others can open. So there's also okay, this is interesting. Okay, so this is for Mirarid and Michaela, that there's the businesses that you're talking about started from a place of you're really different. You ladies are completely different now from when you started those, and so you'd either have to really put a lot of effort into changing it. No, it's not about changing it. That's what she's saying, about changing you. You'd have to put the effort into changing you and your attitude towards it in order to stay with it. So for both of you, you haven't got that. It's gone. It's definitely gone. It's kind of over. She's saying that's it. Nope, that's it. Finish with it completely. So Mirarid, yeah, yours is done. Sell it off. And then you've got other things sometimes are trying to come through and you can put your attention elsewhere. So bouncing between you two at the moment, but Mirarid, she's saying like, you've got massive creative abilities and creation just busting out all over. and that does not give you the reach or the the width, the breadth of this creation that wants to come out now. It doesn't give you room for that. It's become a bit no, and a bit sort of like oh yeah, we have to do it this way and we have to do this, and it's too restrictive. That's it, it's too restrictive for you. So it's been absolutely amazing and lovely, but it's complete now because there's something brewing up inside of you, and it's coming right from deep in your belly, and it's brewing up to sort of come out and be seen and worked with, and it can't because you haven't got any space. So yes, that's finished. Thank you very much for asking that question. We're sorted. Michaela, go back. Okay, so the love you have for the animal kingdom, for nature, is you. It's not kind of like a part of you, it is you. So that'll never change. That's within you. That's within you wherever you go. The property that you're in at the moment, it feels like there's a lot about it that you love. You've got comfortable with it. You've just got comfortable with it. So fresh start, fresh you. Like if you're ready to invent yourself again, then a move is a fantastic idea. Whatever size of your cave. She's talking about cave because she used to live in a cave at the end of her days, quite happily and out of choice, by the way, just away from the village some more. So she's saying, you know, sometimes you get really surprised about the environment you end up choosing and inviting to you. So she's saying, rather than think about smaller properties, think about a bigger heart. You can't jump a chasm in 2 leaps. You have to do it with all of you. So she's saying just get comfortable with the decision that that part of your life is complete and you've done really well, and now's a new beginning. And just open up and lie on the ground and ask Gaia and ask the earth spirits to show you the way to your next adventure in life. Keep it wide open rather than going to a smaller house. It's, where is my next adventure in life? What's next for me? Where am I going? And in what way? You know, you want reshaping and shuffling up and woof, bit more excitement and spontaneity. So yeah, she's saying ask it that way, reframe it and ask it that way rather than purely from the mind, because the mind is where the question has come from. Yeah, there you go. Okay, that's plopped in. Okay, thank you. Okay, yes, Michaela. Okay. So Belle, I'm going to come to your question now. So Belle's question was kind of asked by a number of you who seem to resonate with it as well. And can Matilda give the clarity on the creating an intention, then the bit where you let go and trust what you have opened to receive is coming? The invisible bit. Okay, so this is for all of you who are interested in manifesting something and needing to let go to make the space for whatever the universe has a plan for you to be able to be delivered. She's going to cooking on this one. She's saying, right, if you've got a set of ingredients and you decide you're going to make a meal, your favourite meal, all of you think of your favourite meal, right? Now, she says, you know, to have that favourite meal, you need certain ingredients. So that is the intention, okay? So what you're trying to manifest is the meal. And to get the meal, you have to invest in the ingredients. So to get whatever it is, your goal is, your whatever it is that you're asking about, you need first of all to have all of the ingredients. So some of you also asked earlier about, where's my partner in life? Where's my man or my woman that I can share some of this yumminess with? So this comes as an answer, she says, for that as well. And for manifesting anything in your life, first of all, you have to invest in the ingredients. So to invest in the ingredients, you need to have grown it, or you need to have bought it. You need to have acquired the funds in order to do it. So she's saying, look at the flow, look at the flow. You are always receiving. You needed to give something to receive it. You needed to work maybe in order to receive some money to be able to spend on the ingredients, to be able to educate yourself enough to read a recipe, to be able to afford, or collect the wood to make the fire or whatever it is you're going to cook on there, the implements that's needed. There's an awful lot of ingredients other than just a list of the foods to make your favourite meal. So these are the qualities that you need. You need to identify what the ingredients are that you need to make your favourite meal. So what are the ingredients to manifesting a business solution or a particular next stage in life, or particular unity consciousness people coming into your life, or your soul group, or your soul family, or whatever it happens to be. So the ingredients need to be clear, so preferably written down. There is the sacred art of witnessing I've spoken of before. Exceedingly important, mainly to save you from a lot of heartache, a lot of mess up, and putting the wrong ingredient. You only need one wrong ingredient to actually tip the balance of your favourite meal tasting completely different. So accuracy is quite important. Intention is accuracy and clarity of what it is that you really, really want. Now, when you're actually thinking about your favourite meal, what's happening? Just for a moment, take a few deep breaths and think about your favourite meal. Are you salivating? Are you actually smelling it? Are you taking in the joy of how you feel when you've partaken in eating it? There's some emotional connection. And why is it your favourite meal? Why is it your favourite meal? It won't be about a list of ingredients, will it? It's the emotional reaction we have with it, the connection, the relationship we have with that particular thing. So that's really important to put into your list of ingredients of what you want. So you've set yourself a target, you've got your list there of the ingredients that are really important, and you spend some time imagining, using your image ability to imagine how that feels when it arrives, what the connection is, because that's actually the order to the universe. A list is never enough. It's the actual emotional request that goes out to the universe. It's the emotional request and the clarity and the intention, all of it together makes the meal, not one ingredient on its own. So all of these things are needed. All of them are needed, not just I'm going to put a wish out there. It's how you feel when it's arrived, not in the hope, but when it's actually arrived. I mean, that's why it's quite interesting that Matilda's using a meal, your favourite meal, as an example here, because you know what that is and you know how it feels. So that's a certain thing. And if that identifies with, usually things that we want in life are more joyful, they are pleasurable in some way. So she's saying you already know what pleasure feels like. You already know what all of those things feel like. So turn the volume up on it and get it going. So it gets your vibration raised and it gets your mojo back, and you can shake off the lethargy and the how not to, and invite in the creative juices that you're made of, the creative processes of all of the universe, the starlight that you are. Okay, so once you've actually put this favourite meal in the oven, you put your timer on. That's your letting go moment. That's your letting go. You know, sometimes if you don't put the timer on, you're a bit like, oh, is it done yet? Oh, must go back. Oh, and you're half sort of like, oh, and so you're not completely relaxed and you haven't let go. Use the timer for the favourite meal. You put your timer on. I'm going back in 20 minutes. I can actually just be. I'm going to look forward to the result, and it's doing its thing. It's alchemizing. You're trusting that it's all going to come out wonderfully because it's in the oven. You've sorted it all out. You've been accurate on your temperature, and you're just going to walk away and you're going to let go. You're not going to sit there next to the oven worrying or wondering if you've asked, have you put the wrong ingredients in or the right ingredients in? Is it the right measurement? Is it the wrong one? And worrying and worrying and worrying, and therefore getting yourself into a state for no reason at all, because you were absolutely clear on the ingredients for that. You were absolutely clear on the method and following it all, and it's in the oven and it's all sorted. So you let go. So that's the letting go bit. The letting go bit is all about trust. It's trusting that the oven, the universe, has got the right temperature to alchemize those ingredients and make it into the thing that you're envisaging. So you need to find, often when you feel this isn't working for me and manifesting doesn't work, and when you're going down that, you can tell Matilda, this is Matilda. So when you're going down that bit, which a lot of you have had experience of, especially recently, it's because you're sweating on the moments. You're worrying about it, so you're adding a distaste. You're adding a bitterness to your pudding. You're adding a bitterness to your ingredients. What are you doing that for? So she's saying you've got plenty of experiences of where this has worked superbly well, and this is just one of them. Think of 5 million of them for yourselves where you've manifested things a lot. And one of the ways is just by letting go. So you need to trust. You need to trust at that point. When it's in the oven, you've got 20 minutes to go off. Not even think about it if you don't want to, but certainly not drop the vibration into one of distrust. Drop the vibration into wondering if it's real. Drop the vibration into she's picking up some of the ways that you work here as a group, not just Belle, but the people who've asked the man question. Mistrust. So there's mistrust there. There's not going to believe in it. There's can it be true? There's I'm not worthy. I'm certainly unclear. Half of you haven't written it down yet. It's not about writing down, my perfect this is this. It has to be, certain height and all the rest of it. It's like, how's it going to make you feel? Write down how you want to feel. Waking up next to someone, sharing your bed and your body. How's it going to feel when you're cooking and they're cooking, and you're sharing meals and you're sharing conversation and you're sharing a sunrise and the moon? How's that going to feel? That's your list. Not size, stature, money, but the real stuff. That's what's manifesting now, the truth. So it's the real stuff. So the more you can actually get clear about what your own truth is, the easier it is for the universe to find the love ray and deliver that to you. So just going back to this meal now. So then you've finished doing whatever it is you're doing, because the beep has gone off, right? You've got to notice the beeper. So you set your timer. She's really funny. So you set your timer now. You've set your timer. So if you've set your timer and then you've gone for a drive, or you've gone outside and you're out of range to hear it, it means you're not aware, and you're not going to notice when it arrives on your doorstep, and it'll pass you by. So this is the bit that some of you are fluffed up on. Now, she used a different word there, but I am replacing it here on a fluffed up one. So you can imagine what the rest of it was. But yes. So this is where you're fluffed up, is you've been out of the range of the beeper for your timer. So in one way you've trusted and you've let go. In the other, you've stayed ultra aware. Not ultra alert, so you're working on your adrenal system, but ultra aware. You've actually taken it as an awareness that when the time is perfectly right, I will be called to notice and act. So this is the next stage. I will be called to notice and act. Now, this goes as well to Mererid with your new businesses. It goes for Michaela for new abode of place. It goes with all of the questions that you've asked, all of them, that you need to be within the range of the bleeper so that you can actually notice when it is. And you know with your own ingredients what you need to do. What do you need to do? You need to go and take it out the oven, check it, make sure, does it need any final adjustments before you put it back in, or is it done, everything can be turned off and you can enjoy it? Are there some final adjustments? So when that timer goes off and you attend to it because you've been there, you've been open to the possibility, well, you've been open to the certainty. When you've let go, you've been open to the certainty that you will be called to take action on the next bit before you can have your meal. So that's what the universe does. It calls you. But what do you need? You need to be aware. You need to be in your belly and in your heart. You need to be with the earth. You need to be alert and open to love finding you, or the business finding you, or the new home finding you, for you to receive. You need to be open to it so you can hear it or notice it. Or, you know, and this is intuitive living. This is all the things that we've spoken of over the last few years on all my YouTube offerings here. It's like, you know, are you listening to what's on the radio that day? Somebody just says something that says, oh, it's connected with the business. It's connected with your creativity or your person or your tribe or something. And you act on that. That's the bleeper. You might be having a conversation with someone. You might be, you know, in a cafe and overhear somebody saying something that's like, oh, wow, that's the area that I need to go and actually have a look at for possibilities of my new move. Oh, that's a new business idea. That's the one that attaches to the one I'm doing at the moment, and it would expand it, and that feels right. So it's being open and aware to the messages coming from the universe, which are absolutely guaranteed. There's no way that can fail. It's just part of universal law. It doesn't happen. We happen. We aren't open enough and listening and attentive and relaxed and playful to hear. But once we do hear the beeper, the next bit is having the courage to act on it. So let's say some of you are looking for a new love. Someone walks into your life and they start talking to you. You get the, oh my God, you get the butterflies, you get the feelies, you get all the feelies. Well, that's the universe telling you this might be something, but you have to respond. You have to say hi back. You have to say, give us your number. You need to act on it. Don't let it pass you by. Get over yourselves enough to let love in and act on it. See somebody in a queue, go over and talk to them, or write something down, give them a note. Any way you can. If you're serious about this, then if it plops on your lap, no matter how embarrassed you are, say something. Do something. Or if you don't open that oven and get that meal out, it'll be ruined. It won't taste very nice. It'll be a waste. The universe does not like that. It loves it when you actually notice it's giving you what you've asked, and you can pick up the threads and respond to it. So you have to ask yourself in that moment, right, I've asked for this to come, and here he is, or here she is, I'm too embarrassed to say anything. Is the embarrassment worth giving up what it is you've asked for? That's the question. Even if you fluff it and you trip up over your words, it might be the perfect introduction that person needed to see you, to know you, be with you. Because you don't know if they have wished you into place as well. And they are probably even more shy than you are. So it needs you to step up and answer that call. Say yes to your universe and worry about the details later. Okay, guys, so that's quite, if you just think about the meal, and definitely she's saying, wait, a lot of you have done the first bit, but where you've dropped the ball big time is getting out of range of the timer going off, so you're not actually hearing the universe deliver what it is it can deliver for you, and has delivered and wants to deliver again. And then some of you are definitely ignoring the fact that it's right there in front of you, and all you need to do is trust and take that as a yes and go with it. Okay, so that's happy times with Matilda. All right, guys, I shall be back next week with some more. Thank you.